Hello and good day, welcome to our YouTube channel, God's Promises. And today's video will be a fast, concise overview. Book of Ezekiel, chapter 10. Let's get started now. The Book of Ezekiel is a prophetic and powerful book in the Old Testament of the Bible. In chapter 10, we see a continuation of Ezekiel's vision of God's glory departing from the temple in Jerusalem. In this chapter, Ezekiel sees the appearance of the cherubim that he had seen in chapter 1. The cherubim are described as having 4 faces and 4 wings, with human hands under their wings. They are also accompanied by the presence of God, who appears as a throne above the cherubim. The vision then shifts to the inner sanctuary of the temple, where Ezekiel sees the glory of God departing from the temple. The glory of God is represented by a cloud, which fills the temple and then rises up and departs from the temple, symbolizing the departure of God's presence from Jerusalem. The lesson that we can learn from this chapter of Ezekiel is the importance of recognizing and valuing the presence of God in our lives. The vision of the cherubim and the presence of God above them is a powerful reminder of God's power and majesty. It is also a reminder that God is present and active in the world, even when we cannot see Him or feel His presence. However, the departure of God's glory from the temple is a reminder of what can happen when we turn away from God and reject His teachings. The people of Jerusalem had become corrupt and sinful, and their actions had led to the departure of God's presence from the temple. This departure ultimately led to the destruction of Jerusalem and the exile of the Israelites. As Christians, it is important that we value and cherish the presence of God in our lives. We must strive to live a life that is pleasing to God, following His commands and teachings, and avoiding sin and corruption. By doing so, we can ensure that God's presence remains with us and guides us on our journey. At the same time, we must also recognize the consequences of turning away from God. When we turn away from God and reject His teachings, we risk losing His presence and guidance in our lives. This can lead to a sense of emptiness and spiritual darkness, as well as the potential for destructive consequences. In conclusion, the story and teachings of Ezekiel chapter 10 remind us of the importance of recognizing and valuing the presence of God in our lives. We must strive to live a life that is pleasing to God, avoiding sin and corruption and following His commands and teachings. At the same time, we must also be mindful of the consequences of turning away from God, and work to ensure that His presence remains with us and guides us on our journey. Thank you for visiting us today. Please share with us your favorite Bible chapter below in the comments section. Don't forget to like and subscribe, it really does help our channel grow. Looking forward to see you back here for our next video. Always take good care.